This is Rob Tubb for Boxing Social. I'm here with Dave Coldwell in the immediate aftermath of Scott Fitzgerald's win over Anthony Fowler. Dave, talk to me about the fight.
It's a good fight, wasn't it? It was a brilliant fight for both of them, especially for Fitzgerald, but a brilliant learning fight for Fowler, if he learns from it. When you think that you're indestructible and you think that you're a machine and you can't get beat, when somebody humbles you, then there's two ways of going. Either you're going to crack and you'll never be the same fighter again, and you'll never have the confidence again, and you don't come back from it, or it makes you a little bit better. It makes you a little bit more focused that when you're being warned about things, and you have a threat in front of you, you take it seriously, and you think that anything can happen in boxing. I thought it was a brilliant fight between two young kids. Do you know what I mean? Two prospects. This is why those sort of fights have got to happen instead of waiting. Oh, let's build them up, because Scott Fitzgerald showed the flaws in Fowler that he'd have got beat down the line anyway. You know, now it's a case of, well, now you're going to take it seriously and take your flaws seriously and sort them, or you're not going to do anything in the sport. It's a big difference between amateurs and pros. It doesn't matter what everybody tells you. If the fighter thinks that they're invincible, then it kind of catches up on them. But I thought he did really well. There were moments in there that he boxed really, really well, and then he just throw it away. But I thought Fitzgerald's jab was brilliant. I thought Fitzgerald's body punching was brilliant. But it wasn't anything that we didn't expect.
We've spoken about it kind of off camera and on camera throughout the week. One thing that really stuck in my head, even going into this fight, is you saying about you weren't sure how he was going to react. 8,000 screaming people. I watched you very, very closely before the introductions. You were telling Anthony, switch on now, switch on now. He was very animated. Is that kind of telling you what you're thinking about?
Yeah, you can't. The problem is Fowler's. The reason why there's so many people here is because of his personality, and because you either love him or you hate him. But the double-edged sword of that is that because of that personality, that can be your downfall. And you know, buying into your social media as much as what he does, and boxing is very, very hard, and you have to mentally prepare that the other man might be better with your jab, might be better body punch than you might. You know, there's things that he could beat you on. If you don't think that, and if you think that you're Superman, when it starts to get tougher than what you think, you've got to deal with those doubts now, in the moment, in the fight, in the heat of battle, having not prepared for it. And Fitzgerald had the fear of God in him tonight, and he fought like a man that's razor sharp. You know, I've spoke to Jordan Gill was saying earlier on, he builds his opponents up to be Superman. He makes him razor sharp. But if you think that if you're dismissive of somebody in front of you, then it's the opposite way. And then when it gets tough, I always say, if you take something lightly, when it starts getting tough, it's very hard to change up during the course of a fight, because then all of a sudden you've got these doubts that you're not used to having that start manifesting. But Fitzgerald were brilliant tonight. I thought they were a great fight. And I wouldn't, if turn back the clock, would I take the fight again? 100%. I'd like a rematch next, but I think he'll fight Cheeseman, and then Fowler's got to. These three need to fight each other, and need to, because they're good, because none of them are world class. You know, and I've never shouted off about Fowler because there's no test yet. This is his test, and tonight he's got beaten his big test. Now it's about how he's going to recover from it and how he's going to rebuild from it. There's two ways it can go. It can make him a better fighter. James Gale, in a massively publicised fight, lots of ego, De Gale mouthing off, and this, got beat against George Groves. James Gale went on to become a world champion. James Gale learnt from it, you know, and sometimes you need that bit of humbling. And you know, Fowler's a lovely kid. The thing is, if fans don't see that he is actually a nice kid, take him away from social media, he's a lovely kid. And this is hurting him bad, and it's going to hurt him bad. But he's got to accept it, and he's got to deal with that feeling, and learn and progress. You know, they've both created this. You know, 8,000 people shouting and cheering and singing. This is two unbeaten prospects, domestic level prospects that have filled out this place really and have created that atmosphere for the fight. That's brilliant, you know. So both of them stocks higher, and whether you like him or not, you've got to give Fowler credit because he's only been 6 rounds, and you know this is the thing about having these sort of fights. You get found out when you go up to the top if you believe too much in those fights. He's only had a handful of fights. It's not like he's had 20 fights, but he's done his best tonight. Can't ask for no more. He did his best tonight, and the body shots tied him out, slowed him up, and then when he got caught with a very good shot, went over, and ultimately that's what cost him.
Just final word, a very quick one, because I know you're waiting to go, and I do appreciate your time at this moment. A lot of people had the fight slightly wider than the judges. What were your feelings at the end of the round?
I can accept that because it's one of those fights where I thought it was quite nip and tuck all the way through. So I can accept that. People are going to have opinions on fights. I don't think it was that wide. I thought the knockdown cost us. I thought it was very close. I felt it was very, very close all the way through. I just thought it was nip and tuck. But the problem is Fitzgerald's jab's very, very good, and Fowler can't just press and walk into that jab, and then because Fitzgerald's quality of punching is better overall, he's got more of a overall punch selection, shorter shots on the inside and things like that. So he couldn't just walk straight into him, because then he'd have got caught a lot more and a lot more often, and you know it'd have been worse. So he couldn't just gamble and just go flying at him. You know, you have to be. It's not as easy as what it looks. You have to be a little bit smarter. But when Fowler got his jab going and wasn't taking any return, there were a couple of rounds in there where it was just brilliant. You know, his boxing was really, really good. But it's boxing, and Fitzgerald. For me, Fitzgerald definitely won the fight. But I don't know about how wide it was. It's you know, obviously people are watching it on TV. It's a bit different perspective. People are watching in the arena. It's a different perspective. So.
Okay, well, let me just echo that. It was a brilliant fight. I'm sure Anthony will learn from it, as will Scott Fitzgerald. I'd love to see them do it again whenever that is. Dave Coldwell, always a pleasure. Thanks very much for speaking to Boxing Social.
Cheers, thank you.
Cheers.